Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 47 of Risky Radio.
47?
47. Omgitsshopa is away in beautiful, sunny Orlando, Florida, getting his fat man tan on. I can say these things and not feel bad because he's not here.
Oops.
You really didn't want to listen to that at all.
Sorry, yeah, I was done with that, I guess.
And if you couldn't tell, Waterloo is over here working the soundboard.
Well, yeah, you know, I thought we were past it. We did a fat man joke, and I didn't think we needed music anymore.
No, I mean if you're gonna have the music on the crescendo of the intro, that's probably it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But yeah, like I said, Shopa is down in Florida on vacation, so I'm taking over hosting duties, and Waterloo is on the mixer.
Oh yeah, I'm a DJ mixer upper over here.
DJ Waterloo.
What?
All right, so
let's get right into it. Let's get into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, what's up? How's your week?
Well, my week was pretty good. It was filled with work and XCOM.
How much more XCOM have you played? Because I bet you it's a lot.
Let's see. We were at 24 hours and, like 26 hours last time we checked in. A day and 4 hours, I think we were here.
Yeah.
So 28 hours. And I'm up to 81 hours.
Fucking that's sickening.
Is it? Is it really sickening?
I don't understand where you find the time. That's so many hours.
It is a lot of hours. But if you think about it, it's only 60 hours since the last time we talked.
Dude, that's more than doubling the amount you played in that first, like...
Yeah, but it was a full week, though. This time it's a full week instead of, like, 3 days.
But did you hear what you just said? It was only 60 hours.
Yeah, it was only 60 hours.
Most people work for 40 hours a week. You worked a full-time job and a half playing XCOM and your job in real, like your actual job. So when did you sleep?
Between the hours of like usually 3 and 10 in the morning. Well, 3 to 10 in the morning.
And then you'd wake up, go to work?
I'd wake up. I usually didn't have to be to work till 1, so it worked perfectly for me.
And then get out of work and just directly go back to XCOM?
Pretty much I'd come home, I'd take my dog for a walk around the park, I walk around the apartment complex, feed her, get some grub, and just sit in front of playing. Would
you say it's safe to say that you might have a problem at this point?
Yeah. I think it may be an issue.
All right, well, while we're on the topic of XCOM 2, Shine wrote in and wants to know what your least favorite and favorite aliens are and why.
Okay.
As far as enemies go. Yeah, go for it.
My favorite enemy... Oh, yeah, it's kind of a tough one.
Isn't it? It's weird saying what your favorite enemy is because they're always just fucking you up. So it's like, is your favorite the best one? Or maybe just the coolest one that you think's the one the coolest with like the coolest powers or something like that?
I don't know. I'd have to say, what the hell is its name? It's the thing that's the codex, because it's part of the storyline. You actually have to stab spoilers. I don't know if you're there yet, but you have to like hijack
into their heads.
Yeah, and then the little codec person come out and they can copy themselves. They're pretty easy to kill, but I just think they're kind of a cool little throw in there.
So who are like the hardest enemies? The ones that you dislike the most because they're the most frustrating, I would say.
Anything that mind controls or the fuckers with the stick that taser you. I forgot what they're called.
Oh yeah, they're just like Advent soldiers with like the stick on their back.
Yeah, I hate those Advent soldiers.
Yeah, they're horrible. I really dislike the snakes because of the poison.
Yeah.
Poison is such a shitty, like, the only way to cure poison is with med kits, right?
Med kits are, I think you have...
Med kits are the drone.
The drone, yeah.
But it's like you have to use a whole med kit in, like, there's been a few times where I've been playing and I'll have 3 people perched up somewhere, like, way too close to each other, and they'll get hit with one poison thing and it, like, poisons all 3 of them.
Yep.
So it's like I know that either I have to blast through the rest of the mission quick so they can get out because you recover from your poison once you're like in the med bay or whatever. Or it's like you have to use 3 med packs for the 3 people that just happen to be there. It's kind of shitty. So they probably know me. And then those stupid spider or like the spider scorpion things that come out of the ground next to you.
Because they have a dumb stab name. You and then they give you like poison as well. It's a different type of poison. It's like Christian or
and you can turn into you like hatch as a baby one of them if they kill you. Horrible. Those things are the worst.
Those are pretty annoying.
I just hate that it's really tough to prepare for them because you don't know where they're going to pop up. So it's like you're running your guys to like get behind cover and then one will pop up right next to you and attack you. And it's just like, well, I didn't really stand a chance of doing anything there to prevent it.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. But so since the last time we talked about this, I think you had just bought in all the DLC, the War of the Chosen stuff.
Yep.
So why don't you talk a little bit about what came in that DLC? Obviously, you had to restart the whole game to get all that to go through.
Yep.
What are some of the changes, stuff you're enjoying from the new expansion?
I enjoy they put in like a buddy system where you can like partner up with somebody.
The bond thing.
So you would have a better bond with somebody, which I really like. It gives you extra moves, so you can like use one person to move someone else further. If you continue training their bond in the I think it's the training grounds or something, you can make their bond stronger and they'll get better moves and everything.
I would say that's one thing that's cool is like not only can you create the bond, which gives you like extra perks, like you can level up the bond to get even better stuff, which is it's just one more system in there that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I really like that. I like how obviously the Chosen were added in there, but with the Chosen added in there came 3 different factions, and with each faction there's way of helping to reduce the avatar project a lot easier than it was before, where you just have to pretty much scan until you find a base to take out.
That's one thing I had heard was that it's a lot easier this time around to keep the avatar project back.
Yeah. I mean, my avatar doesn't get above 5, I'm pretty sure.
Right, and it's like, so what level are you playing on?
I'm playing it
doesn't
on
matter.
The easy.
The easy, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if on a higher difficulty it might be a little tougher.
Oh yeah,
but as long as you're able to keep holding that back pretty easily, it's like eventually you'll just be able to buff up your like strongest guys. So by the time you want to progress and beat like some of the final stuff, you should be pretty overpowered if you want to be. I would assume
that's how I feel right now.
Overpowered?
Because I have like the plasma rifle, the best armor. I'm like doing experimental armors and everything, and I've been fighting the Chosen, and I kill them in like 2 moves, and it's
So yeah, you're definitely. It seems like you're overpowered.
Yeah,
but it's because you're doing all the side things that pop up before you're progressing the story, I guess. Then
I've been like really trying to get everything. I've been even getting all the like the experiments. What's Doctor? What was that doctor's name? That did like
Dr. Varen. I think it's Varen.
Yeah, did the experiments on like the snake and everything else, and been hunting them, killing them. You get some really cool armor from them. I've also been just finding new recruits. Like I found 6 different recruits that all had the same. Well, that 2 of them had the same name as 2 other people. Down the list. So I had pairs, and they all had the exact same name. So I have like a family of Lees, a family of Turners, and a family of Skovatskaliks. I don't know, but
have you messed with any of the like new customization stuff? I know that was some of what was in like those new packs.
Yeah, they also like new shirts, new like kind of appearances, which are kind of cool. But also came with some newer weapons, better weapons as well. Like I got a sick axe that you can throw. As a melee weapon. Also got a this sick like crossbow type deal where it pretty much kills anything in 1 hit, just about, or most advent soldiers and everything in 1 hit. And those are kind of like the things I've been really liking about the new the DLCs that I got with it. I think I got them all, but the extra skin pack for $4.99.
The one like Renegades or something it was called?
It was a Dolos DLC by itself. Like you had the bundle for the Chosen, then you had another bundle, and then there was just
the one little side piece that they couldn't include.
Yeah, for some reason. I wound up not buying that.
So how'd you feel about the three chosen or your big new antagonists?
Honestly, they're annoying. Because if you don't kill them quick enough, they'll like knock your ship down, and then you have to fight them. Kind of like how they had the alien one.
Where the UFO dropped?
It's kind of like that, but it's a lot harder because not only do you have to fight aliens, you have to fight them, the aliens, the chosen, and you also have to like destroy a ginormous cannon that's trying to blow up your ship.
Okay. That's cool.
So if you don't, because they have like, I think it's 4 stages when they're
I saw that they have a little progress bar that shows you like if you're not attacking them or whatever, it shows that it's just getting closer and closer to the end.
Yep. So I've been working on that too, and I have them actually all defeated. I found them a lot easier.
You killed all 3 of them already?
Yeah, they're a lot easier than the test subjects that
the Varens things or whatever.
Varens test subjects.
Yeah, I saw that those were supposed to be stupid hard originally. This was like because that came out before War of the Chosen, and it sounded like that was just an expansion that people hated because of how hard it actually was.
Yeah, they had like 3 lines of health bar. So I've been like trying to work on them. Every now and then they'll show up, you'll fight them, and then they run away because you do too much damage to them.
So you can't just kill them in one go then?
I mean,
essentially,
I couldn't. I wasn't fully upgraded the first few times I ran into them.
At this point, you might be able to just
I think if I ran into them now, I'd probably be able to kill them in one sitting. But yeah, I've killed them. All 3 of them been killed already now.
Cool.
You get special armor from them. I don't know. It's just I love all the little things that they have in there, all the customizations, like just leveling up your characters again, getting new ones. Like I just got 2 robots now. So I have those Spark robots that you fight against. Now I have 2 of them on my team.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
I need to put some more time into this. I really have not played a lot of it since our last time. I think I did like 2 or 3 missions in the main story, but I definitely need to get back to it. So that's probably literally the only thing you've played this week then?
Yeah, when I played 60 hours worth of a game, I don't think I picked up Darkest Dungeon for like 5 minutes, and then I set that back down.
That was because you needed your XCOM crack.
I need it pretty much. I feel like I'm addicted.
I just need it. The thing about this addiction is if you keep playing 60 hours a week, you have about a week's left of content, and then you're going to have to restart on a harder difficulty or move on to something else.
Well, I was going to play it in my living room the other day, but I don't know if it was a user error or something, but I had to completely start all over because I saved it. When I downloaded it actually on my one. Thought I downloaded it on my hard drive, so I moved that to my living room. Looked like I had to re-download it again.
And then you said your save data just wasn't transferring over?
Yeah, for some odd reason, my save data. I think maybe because I downloaded it onto the hard drive for the second time. I don't know, but I couldn't get my save data out.
It's weird because like the save data shouldn't have anything to do with your console or your like hard drives at all.
That's what I thought too,
because it's all cloud based.
But yet, I made a rant because I did. You know how you can create the characters and they'll randomly pop up.
Yeah, I
created one and he came over and he popped up, populated into my new game that I started.
Oh, because he was in your like pool or whatever,
and
which is kind of cool that you can do that. But
you give him a little backstory.
That's weird that like he came over, but your saves didn't.
Yeah,
because like that, I feel like those data files would be in the same packet.
So I feel like it was just a user error.
I generally, if you have an issue, I feel like it's probably user error.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess you're leaving the door open for me to do a bunch of talking about what I've been playing.
Yeah, I bet it wasn't just XCOM.
No, it wasn't. Yeah. It's some same old stuff though. Assassin's Creed. I'm so close to the end of this game now. I have my final 2 targets filled out on like your tree of people you need to murder. So now I finally have the one dude that I know I have to go kill. But there's a bunch of shit leading up to it, it seems like. There's a whole big section, and people who have played through this far, you come to a point where the game's like, do you want to go into Alexandria? Yes or no? So it kind of made it seem like there's no coming back thing. But really all it is it's a string of missions where you're not in like Egypt, like the home world of Egypt where you can normally go. And you're playing as Aya, which is cool, which is Bayek's wife.
Okay.
The whole section there is like some of the best Assassin's Creed, I think, in any of the games ever. Like,
really,
I couldn't stop. It was probably like 2 hours, maybe an hour or two, just playing as her, doing these missions, and they're all super good. But when you come out of that, you know your final 2 targets, and Aya is going to kill one of them, and then Bayek, who you play as, is going to kill the last one. So I think I'm coming to the end of that, but there's also a new DLCs coming out for it soon, and they've already had one DLC, and like usually I'm not that into DLC, but I've been enjoying this game enough that I think I'm going to go in and actually check that stuff out.
Nice.
They did launch I don't know if you remember us talking about this a long time ago, but they were going to have like an educational mode in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Apparently that's out, and I didn't actually use it, but I watched some videos on it. It's super cool. So you pick your avatar. So you can be like Cleopatra, you can be Bayek, Aya. It gives you some different options, and you're on like a walking path through the game, and you get these little nodes, and then you have like a speaker, like someone just talking to you, explaining like, this is where you are, this is what actually happened, and it seems like a really good learning tool, like something that I could see being in classrooms, because it's an interesting way for kids to learn about ancient Egypt. Like, you're playing a game that looks really good, and you're not just reading a book or anything, so. It's pretty sweet. The one thing I watched, they went up to like the Library of Alexandria. Okay. And it's just like you're on the outside of it. You look at it. It tells you all about it. You go inside of it, and it tells you like this section of books was this. It's super in depth. It's really cool. The one weird thing about this though is all of the statues and paintings and stuff. If there's any type of like genitals, or if there's boobs or penises and all that shit, they put like little clamshells over them.
Okay.
Which like, it's kind of understandable, because it's like, okay, it's a dick. Do you want
see a dick?
Do you want like kids in school seeing this stuff? But like, it's art. Like the statue of David, like there's just a penis there. It's kind of weird censoring like art history. Yeah, if that makes sense. Like, that's not actually what that statue looks like.
But is the game rated M?
If the game's rated M.
So why should they blur?
I'm assuming just because like the educational version is like a separate piece of it. Like, if you load up Assassin's Creed on these school computers, you're not going to give them the ability to play. The main game is like Bayek and just murdering hundreds of thousands of people. I don't think you won't be able to do that. But I don't know. Just a weird little bit of censorship going on there. Outside of that, I completed the greenhouse thing in Stardew Valley. Sorry, it's switching games. We're on Stardew Valley now. Nice. I took care of the thing that gave you the greenhouse, whichever room that was in the community center.
I think it's the pantry.
Yep, that sounds right, because I needed. The last thing I was looking for was the 5 gold star crops.
Yep.
For each thing. So now I have 2 left to finish the community center. I have the bulletin board, which there's some random stuff like rabbit's feet.
Yeah,
I need, and
those just can be found.
I saw that they can be produced from rabbits eventually, like once you have a good enough relationship with them or whatever.
Yeah.
So that I'm kind of just waiting on. And then the other one is fishing.
Yeah,
which kind of sucks, because there's like fish that you can only try to fish for them like in winter at night, and that's the only time they're able to be fished.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have to look into exactly when those things can be caught and start to look at that.
Maybe you should have just bought into the JoJo Mart.
No, fuck
your
JoJo.
Community center would be done because it would be a storage facility.
That's horrible. Those poor townsfolk.
Yeah, what do they ever do to you? For you,
poor store owner guy. I don't even know his name. Apparently, I don't care that much.
Pierre's
General Store.
I was gonna say, if you don't even care that much, why wouldn't you buy into JoJo?
Well, the thing is, for me, like it's been giving me something to actually like strive for.
No, I hate that.
So, because like for you, if you bought into JoJo, you don't care about the relationships. It's like, what were you working towards personally in Stardew when you were playing it then?
When I bought into JoJo, is having the biggest, baddest farm.
So yeah, like just getting the biggest crops and getting the most amount of money, I guess.
Yeah, so I can basically have whatever type of crop I want.
upgrade your house as big as you want, upgrade all your farm buildings.
Mine was just trying to get my farm, because that's the purpose of the game is you're taking over your grandfather's farm to make it the best farm ever.
And I would say that you can make a great farm and work on helping the community with the community center, work on being good friends with everybody in Stardew Valley.
You can still be good friends with them.
There's so much more to the game
than
just farming.
You can still be good friends with them if you buy into the Joja Mart.
If we both lived in Stardew Valley, I wouldn't be friends with you if you bought into the Joja Mart.
Well,
I'd be like,
multiplayers.
I don't need your Georgia Cola. Yeah, we're never going to play multiplayer together, because I'm going to be like, no, Lewis, we're not fucking buying into Joja Mart. I refuse. But I think I'm about to enter my second fall in Stardew. Probably sitting at, I don't know, around 60 hours maybe. But I played a decent amount of that whenever I was on my Switch. Other Switch stuff, I forgot to talk about this last week, but I want to talk about it now. Crypt of the Necro Dancer. It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
It's a roguelite, so like you have one life, and you're starting over and over. I say it's roguelite because some stuff does carry over. You're gaining coins and stuff like that, and or diamonds, I think there were diamonds, and then with the diamonds you could buy like a new sword that will be randomly thrown into your next playthrough. So like you're working towards some stuff like that. But the cool thing about this is it's a rhythm game mixed with a roguelite. So there's like 50 tracks or something. They're all like EDM with like a beat. And you're moving your character to the beat. If you don't move it like the right time, it stops you from actually moving. And like the bad guys on the board are also moving to the music. It's like, I feel like you'd have to play it to actually understand it. Yeah. Because you're kind of looking at me like, what the fuck? Okay, what are you talking about?
Move to the beat. Well, what if you miss the beat? Do you have to wait till the next beat to move again?
Yeah, but like the beats are like
super quick.
Well, so that's the other cool thing.
Yeah, okay, what if they are like this? But you missed one of them in between. Can you move on the next one?
Yeah, okay. Right. So you, and then the one thing that does is if you're hitting them, on like Guitar Hero, you'd be like, you're on a 2-time streak, you're on a 3-time streak. What this does is makes it so you're like on a ×2 gold thing. So if the more you do it, you can hit a ×3, I think is the highest. And if you hit ×3 and kill something, it's going to drop 3 times the amount of gold that normally would.
Okay.
So there's an incentive to actually keep with the beat. And if you miss the beat, you're not actually going to move on to like
the next
move
square.
to where you want to, right? The square next to you. I should let you play the game before you leave, just so you can see, like, understand what I'm talking about. Because even like the trailers, I just heard the game was really good. Watched the trailers and was kind of like,
how much did they cost?
Okay. It was on sale when I bought it. I think it was like $15.
That's not bad.
So that wasn't terrible. But the game's really fun. If a roguelike mixed with rhythm sounds interesting to you, which it definitely sounds weird. Sure.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
But it's a lot of fun. And give it a try. I don't think it has a demo or anything, though, unfortunately.
Bummer.
What else? Metal Gear Survive. Fuck, yes. I played so many games this week.
You have played a lot of games.
I didn't play a ton of Metal Gear Survive, but the parts I did play of it made me realize that the sections that we played for the beta, which was pretty much
just
like a horde, wave defense. Yeah. It's a pretty small part of like what the game as a whole. Like at its roots, it's like a survival game, like any other survival game where you
gotta eat, you gotta drink,
you gotta drink, you gotta make sure. If you go into like there's fog zones, if you go into those, they're like super toxic, so you need to have like a gas mask on, and your levels there. If they drop down, you have to back out. So it's like you're on a timer when you're actually in the fog,
kind of like the Dark Zone almost.
Yeah, I would say exactly like that. So you need to build like the tank, so that you can go in there. But then you're also base building is the thing. You have like a home base, and it's when you're actually building on it, it's like a grid. So you can see like I'm gonna build a weapons table. It'll take up one little spot on the grid. You can build like a potato. Like a potato patch or like corn, stuff like that, so you have food. It's a lot of stuff that when we played the demo or the beta, it was like, oh, okay, well there's like just a lot of wave defense.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're just going through the world. You're picking literally everything I could up. There is over encumbrance, which kind of sucked, but I didn't run into that many issues with it. It's like generally by the time I was home, I hadn't picked up enough stuff to be over encumbered, which was nice. The food meter, like being hungry and thirsty, is kind of unforgiving. Like, no person gets hungry as much as the dude in Metal Gear Survive, I would say.
That's another thing I remember is his stamina ran out really quickly, too.
Yeah, and I mean, these are all things, like with the stamina especially, is something you can upgrade. But yeah, if you're hurt and hungry and thirsty, your stamina, like, you can sprint for maybe, like, 7 seconds, and then you have to walk for... Yeah, it's like, I've never seen a more out-of-shape, like, special ops agent. The combat is pretty fun. It's once you start getting weapons and you start creating bullets, because that was another thing with the beta is like if we built a gun, we had like it's like all right, well we have 10 rounds, so
that was it.
Let's do what we can.
That's why I was watching some stuff on this, and this definitely looks like a game that the more time you put into it, the better it becomes. It's not a game that you can just pick up and play unless you're like 80 hours in.
Which kind of sucks when you're in my position where it's like I didn't put in 30 hours, like I put maybe 5 or 6 in. So a lot of the late game stuff I didn't actually like get to see. But from what I could tell, like with the base building, with the like, you're just always picking up pieces working towards something. So it's like anytime it came back to base, I'd go to each table and be like, can I craft a new weapon? Can I craft a new component for something? Can I craft a new workstation altogether? And the game's only $40.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Which isn't like that's for this game. That seems like a good price, a good starting price. I'd still suggest picking it up on a sale, I think. But so, I mean, speaking of prices,
I was going to say we got to talk about it. It's the big elephant in the room.
You can talk about it. Go for it.
So microtransaction is back.
Oh, hey, Michael.
Hey, how's it going, guys? So not only is there's regular microtransactions there, right? Like you can buy things, and it helps you in the game, correct?
Yep.
So not only is there that in there, which okay for $49, kind of offsets that $40. Okay, so it kind of offsets that little sting, but still, it's there. But what really rubbed me the wrong way was the fact that if you wanted to create another character, create another save spot, you would have to fork out $10 to get another save spot.
Right? Is that not the fucking craziest thing you've ever heard?
It's so fucking stupid.
There's so much shittiness in some microtransactions. This is probably the worst I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys have seen worse than having to pay $10 for a fucking save slot, let us know for sure, because it feels like this is going to be tough to beat going forward.
I mean, it's just think of that in Resident Evil when you had each ink ribbon.
Imagine if you had to pay 99 cents per ink ribbon.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous.
Oh, what a nightmare.
But yeah, that has to be the most outrageous type of microtransactions that I've heard. I mean, the pay to win was pretty bad, but the pay to save is worse.
Pay to save. Yeah, that's the new model going forward.
It's a slap in the face. You know?
Slap in the wallet.
Especially for me, since I started XCOM over a few times.
I would say you're really good at like getting new saves all the time.
Yeah, I did a bunch in Stardew Valley. I did a bunch in XCOM.
So you're constantly just going to have to delete your saves if you plan on playing Metal Gear Survive.
Or it would be like a $900 game for me.
Yeah. What else? The mapping system I want to talk about quick is pretty cool. So you'll have like your general map, but it's not going to tell you where anything is. So what you have is you have these stamps that you can post on the map in certain places. So if you come up to like a pond, which means it's a source of water, you could put a little like water droplet on the map. If there's a certain area where like you notice goats are always spawning, or like there's always goats in a pasture, you can put like a little goat symbol. So it's like you have to do the actual scouting of the area. And you have to do it manually. Like if you forget to mark something, you're not going to know it's there, which is tough. And I could see that being
now. Do you have unlimited marks?
Yeah, so like you have as many of the little stamp things as you want. It's a cool way to map out a map.
Yeah,
to map out a map.
That is nice. It's like makes you want to explore, so you know what's around you. You know, instead of automatically just like opening up and like, oh, there's a pasture over here and there's a pond over here.
So the last thing I'll talk about is the like horde mode, the defense stuff that we played in the beta. What that is when if you're out and about and you run into like a fast travel spot. So say it's like a tower in Assassin's Creed. When you get to that, you have to activate it, and when you activate it, that's when you have to protect it. So it has to be up for X amount of minutes. And then if you defend it well enough from everything, it'll be there for you to fast travel back to your base. So there is fast travel, but you have to do like the horde defense mode before you can actually have that spot to go back and forth, which is also cool.
Nice. And then the thing I want to quickly talk about is the fact that Metal Gear Solid is no longer Metal Gear Solid. You know, it's that title has nothing to do with this game anymore.
Yeah, and it's like,
especially since when Kojima left, it's like okay, he left and they kept the title for namesake purposes.
Yeah, because it's Konami's.
Exactly.
So now we'll just slap it on. I hope this doesn't keep happening. And if there is a Metal Gear 6, like the actual next game in the series, I hope it's not a dumpster fire.
Yeah, exactly. You know, because literally the only thing, I mean, I didn't watch any of the story or anything like that, but from what I played of it, the only thing that I really recognized from the Metal Gear Solid series is when you pick up items, that little noise, that pudding.
Or like if you alert enemies, it's the same noise.
Yeah.
The story behind the game is kind of weird. It's an like it literally says this is a side, like, different universe story that's happening. This isn't actual like canon for the main line, which it's weird when your game has to have that as a disclaimer, like when you boot it up.
Yeah.
So that, like, what? So I mean, they make it clear that like this is something that's happening in an alternate dimension. Like this has nothing to do with
Metal Gear
Solid, like the main line.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's still kind of weird. Like if you were a Metal Gear Solid fan and you picked this up,
this isn't what you want.
You're going to be very disappointed if you were thinking you'd get Metal Gear Solid.
But what I will say is, if you're looking for like a fun survival game that's not a full price game, I did have I did have fun playing.
Now, did you play solo or did you play with anybody?
I played solo the whole time. I didn't try any of the multiplayer stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Just didn't get into it.
Got you.
All right, and the last things I'll talk about was the 16-ounce community play, which was Saturday night. Yeah, it was Saturday night. We played some Battlefield 1 and some GTA 5.
Oh, very nice.
Battlefield 1, all of the DLC, I think it's still on sale, actually. Through tonight was like $12 for the premium pass, which is all of the DLC. And if you're playing with people who own it, you still get to play the content. You just don't get like experience from it. So it's like, even if I needed to be like, hey Lou, like play these maps so you can see them. If you like it, what you see, you can buy it yourself.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna level up here. So we played that. Fucking Doc Coffee is who was like our leader the whole night. He was the one putting us into servers and whatnot, and he must have put us into a 24/7 Sinai Desert like server. So we literally got the same fucking desert map, which you had to have played it if you played any multiplayer. So we ended up playing that like 3 or 4 times. I think on the third time I was like why are we on this same map again? I'm about to go insane. And that's when we actually ended up switching to GTA 5, which I haven't played in ages. When did the Scorpio come out?
November, December.
Okay, so I haven't hooked it up since I've owned the 1X. So that's how long that I haven't been playing this game. But it was cool because the load times were a little quicker, which that was one of like the first things people had tested was the load times in GTA 5, and you could definitely tell there was a difference. But Organic Avenger, one of the guys who set the whole thing up, he did a playlist of 8 games or 8 different game modes. There's so many fucking game modes in that game that I didn't like. There was serial killer ones where it's like one dude, you're in a like, it's a completely dark warehouse, and one guy has like a shotgun, and then there's 7 people that have to hide, and all they have is flashlights. So what you're trying to do is just hide yourself well enough that the killer doesn't find you. Like,
is there like a time limit?
2.5 minutes, I think is what it was. Maybe something like that.
So it's like Friday the 13th type deal.
Yeah, and then if they don't find you, if he doesn't find everyone, the people that he didn't find after that 2.5 minutes, they all get shotguns as well.
Okay.
So then you can go try to kill the guy. But like that's a mode in Grand Theft Auto.
Sounds like a fun mode.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Another mode that we played, like I think these are all custom made by like the community.
Okay.
Because I feel like they don't really have like real names. But so it was 2 teams of 4. One team's on like us up on like a balcony looking over at like an obstacle course. And these 4 people have to run the obstacle course, and the 4 people out on the balcony all have sniper rifles. So they're trying to get to the end of the obstacle course, and the 4 people are all just trying to snipe them. So it's like the snipers win if they kill everyone, and if the runners get one person all the way through, they win. So like that's how you get your wins, and like you're making money the whole time, which is kind of cool to go towards your GTA Online stuff. It was just a shitload of fun. All right, one more mode. They were all so fun that I feel like I have to tell you about all of them. But the last one was like kind of like curling.
Okay.
So there's 5 platforms out in the middle of the sky. A giant 1, smaller 2, 3, getting smaller and smaller until you're 5. What you're doing is you're driving cars down a ramp, shooting them up into the sky, and then hitting like a parachute. So your car's up on a parachute. And what you're trying to do is you land on the platforms, and if you land on the platform, your team gets that many points. 2 teams of 4. But on the other side, there's the other team that's coming at the same 5 platforms that are in the center. So it's like if you land first and you're on the 4, somebody on the other side can come down and smash into you and knock you off the 4, and then they can get the points for it.
Gotcha.
It's like weird flying car shuffleboard. I didn't know there was this much fucking stuff in GTA 5, and when we played it, like they play it a lot for their community plays, but it was a shitload of fun. It made me want to actually get back into GTA 5 a little bit, like seeing how much money I had. I had like $2.5 million. And I was like, hey, Toast, what's that DeLorean cost? And he's like, I think it's like $5 million. So the DeLorean, it flies.
Oh, yeah.
It just goes into like flying mode in the game,
pretty cool.
which is fucking... it was
roads?
A lot of fun.
We don't need roads, but we're going.
We don't need roads. Before we get into free shit, I just wanted to make a quick note and shout out to our Patreon subscribers that have pledged since the last episode. Toast.
Thank you.
Ryan H.
Thank you.
Shine.
Thank you.
Kaboski.
Thank you.
Moosenstein.
Thank you.
And the one, the only, Bama Shocks.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We really appreciate all of your support. The drawing for our Patreon subscribers is in 3 episodes. So good luck to each and every one of you. Good luck, guys, and thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thanks a million.
But next, let's get into some free shit. All right, so instead of writing the Games the Gold stuff for this past month, I just put in the new stuff because we're close enough.
Yep.
For Xbox One, you're getting Trials of the Blood Dragon and Super Hot. Do you know what Super Hot is?
It's like a game where you're fighting red people. It's like a first-person shooter and everyone's red or something.
Yeah, so like the game is it's like a puzzle first-person shooter is what I would say it is.
Okay.
So when you're moving, time's going, but when you stop moving, time slows down to like a halt pretty much.
Okay.
So it's just like you have to run through these scenarios and kill bad guys with your guns and stuff. While worrying about the timing stuff. So it's like if you quickly try to dodge out of the way, the bullet's going to come screaming at you. But if you slow down, you'll get to see all the bullets coming towards you like slowly. So you can try to plot out like, do I need to move over here? There's like a katana and you can cut bullets in half and stuff. And it looks super fun. And I've like almost pulled the trigger on it like multiple times.
But now that it's free.
And now it's free, which is awesome. So I'm definitely going to play this at some point. So I can talk about it next time on the podcast.
Very cool.
And then the 360 game is Brave, the video game.
Ooh.
Do you know what Brave is? That Disney movie from a few years ago about like a princess or something. I don't know. Probably nothing that exciting. And this is a little out of the ordinary, but I wanted to talk about the Game Pass games that are joining Game Pass on the 1st of March.
Ooh, what are they?
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Okay.
Big one.
Yes.
Super Lucky's Tale. which is also relatively new and good. Resident Evil Revelations 2, which I haven't played any of it, but it's there now. Oxenfree,
okay,
great game. Sonic CD, The Final Station, and Eurofishing.
Ooh, Eurofishing.
Some big titles there, especially like if you never got around to playing Rise of the Tomb Raider, or for me personally, Oxenfree. Those are two fantastic games. So
Resident Evil, I want to get into the Resident Evil
there. It's like
two.
And then March is also the month of Sea of Thieves. So if you're a Game Pass subscriber, in March you also get Sea of Thieves for this month.
I know Final Station actually just came out to the Switch. So if you have the Switch, you can get it on that too.
And Final Station's another one of those games where it's like when there was like indie sales, I'd always see it and be like, I could buy that, right? Like I'm sure I'll play it. I never bought it, but now it's there. So maybe I will play it. Probably not. We'll see. The PS Plus games for next month still aren't out anywhere on the internet for me to find. So I'll give you the stuff that you can pick up now. For your PS4, you can get Knack and Rhyme. For your PS3, Spelunker and Mugen Souls Z. And for your Vita, you can get Exile's End and Grand Kingdom.
Ooh, sounds grand.
But yeah, that's your free shit. So next, let's get into some listener questions. All right, first up, Toast writing in.
What do you say, Toast?
Toast says, have grinding games lost something? ? For me, I think I still have a Destiny 1 hangover and bounce off grindy games quicker now. I would say the most recent grindy game would be Monster Hunter World.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean,
how do you feel about that?
I haven't really. I mean,
so perfect. You've bounced off.
I bounced off
quickly.
Quite quickly. I mean, I played Monster Hunter for maybe a week or two. Like on average, after work and everything. I mean, nothing like XCOM right now. But I feel like almost all games have a kind of a grind to them, though. Just it kind of a little bit different. It depends on what you think the grind is. Like what you're grinding for in Monster Hunter is constant loot to get your gear better and everything like that.
I think that's kind of like he's talking about like Monster Hunter or like Destiny, where it's just you're constantly playing the same type of content over and over.
Oh yeah, I mean,
keep leveling yourself up.
I was getting annoyed with it in Destiny 1, to be honest. But
that's true. You weren't like 1,000-hour, 1,500-hour Destiny guy like a lot of us were.
No. I don't know. Grind games I lose interest in them pretty quick unless they have something to really strive for.
I would say that's the thing. You need to have like the carrot at the end of the stick needs to be
really good.
Really good.
And it wasn't, I mean, Destiny 1, it was kind of there for me for like getting the best rolls on certain guns, but I wasn't as hard of
when there was actually rolls that definitely gave you something to grind for.
You guys grinded a lot harder than I did.
Yeah. I remember doing Vault of Glass for this stupid. There's a stupid fucking
glass.
Yeah, the Vex Mythical. I'm glad you remember.
I never got that.
The Vex. I just like countless nights doing it over and over, like having 3 of the same exact characters so that I could try the Vault of Glass each week just to get that one stupid gun. Or like Galahorn Forever was so hard to get. So yeah, I think I might be in the same boat as you, Toast, to be honest. Destiny 1 was the last game that I really just grinded over and over and over. And I don't know if that says something about what they were doing right or just like how I've evolved since then as a gamer, I guess. Like Monster Hunter, I know that loot like cycle is pretty decent. But for whatever reason, like I haven't been putting time into it and in weeks. Destiny 2 died quickly for us.
Oh yeah.
I think a big part of it is there's so many games. There's so much stuff that we need to cover or that we just want to play like in our personal time. I think the next one here that we're going to run into is going to be Sea of Thieves.
Oh yeah. I feel like that'll be a decent grind.
That's
for a while.
definitely going to be a grind fest. So I mean, come back to us after Sea of Thieves has been out for a couple weeks, and we'll see if we're still playing that, because that should probably say something as to how we're feeling about grinding games, right?
Oh yeah,
because it looks beautiful, the gameplay loop looks fun, the role playing that you can do in that game is amazing. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
I feel like I'll grind out a lot on Pirates.
Right?
Yeah.
That seems right.
Oh yeah.
But so did Destiny 2. Should have been right.
Shoulda, coulda.
That was them fucking it up though. That had nothing to do with us, I don't think.
Yeah.
All right, next question comes in from Ireful Otter. What games would you like to see ported over to the Switch?
To the platform?
To the Switch. The platform is the Switch.
Oh. XCOM 2.
That's the thing. Is like, even if you weren't so up XCOM 2's ass lately, it still would be a great game for the Switch, I think.
Yeah. Because it's not really intense.
It's not
graphically intense.
Exactly.
It's a nice turn-based strategy game that you can literally pick up and set down.
I would say, so if you need to like set it down in between the turns, even if you don't pause it, it's still gonna be fine.
And you still, if it's unpaused, you're still slowly working on things too, which is nice too.
I think that just any game that comes out and can be ported to the Switch right now makes so much sense to be on the Switch right now. So many people own it, and everybody seems to be buying like everything.
And even if it's just a remastered of a game, like Mario Kart 8, literally was like
this is the deluxe version. It just comes with all the DLC. That fucking sold so many copies. Or there's even things like Payday 2, I think just came out or is coming out soon.
Yep.
Skyrim's a great port.
I want to get it so bad, but I haven't.
And that's exactly the thing. It's like I didn't get through Skyrim on my 360. I didn't get through it. Like, I owned it on the 360. I owned the enhanced version or whatever on the Xbox One. And I've many times contemplated buying it again for the Switch, because it's like, if it's on the Switch, maybe I'll actually get it played, because I play that at different times than my Xbox. Yeah, I don't know. Any like Red Dead, I think
that would be nice.
Would be pretty sweet.
Red Dead Redemption.
Going down that Skyrim, or like the Fallout games.
That would be nice too.
At this point, in my head, it's just like big open world
AAA
games. I think are pretty good. Yeah, XCOM.
I think XCOM would be really good on there.
This question came in early last week, and that's when I had just come off of my 25 hours of XCOM in 3 days.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, man, how much more of this would I have played if I could also be playing it on my Switch?
Yeah, I would have probably gotten 80 hours the first week and like 120 the second.
One thing that sucks, though, I talked about this. I already talked about it, but just how like XCOM 2 just killed any drive for me to play Mario vs. Rabbids, which sucks. But that's neither here nor there. All right, next up from Ryan H. Why did Waterloo just try to call me on Discord?
So, sorry about that, Ryan. I was at a park with my dog, and I was trying to mess with my phone and get notifications on, so I would try to be a little bit better at Discord.
You could show your face in our Discord.
Yeah.
The first thing we sat down, I'm just going to call you out quick.
All right.
We sat down, he's like, is our Discord still there? And I was like, nope. Like, we had a big talk about this, but apparently you haven't been getting notifications, so you didn't actually have a talk. In order to have a talk, you need to have two people talking.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, we moved everything over to the 16-ounce family. We're over there now. So, come join us. We have our own channel, Lou, believe it or not.
Found that out the hard way, I guess.
There's people there that would love to hear from you, I'm sure.
I bet. So I was messing around in Discord, and I accidentally called you, and I was hoping I hung up and you didn't hear anything I was saying. But if you did, you probably heard me playing with my dog, and that's about it.
Just the call never ended.
Yeah.
Come here, Sketch.
I'm not sure.
Give me the ball. Sketch, give me the ball.
Drop the fucking ball, you dog.
Fucking whack.
No, I never hit my dog. Animal abuse is not cool.
I agree.
All right. Yeah. So sorry.
I'm sure if he'd pick up if you called him again if you guys wanted to chat.
Probably.
Next up from Kaboski. If money wasn't an issue, what would your man cave look like and contain?
Oh boy. If money was not an option for my man cave.
Can I go first?
You can go first, because it'll give me time to think.
At least for my setup, I just picture JV from Grandma's Boy. just like in his like reclining chair with his 3 monitors that
JP.
What did I say? JP. Just like when he leans back in his chair, his 3 monitors just rise up with him, and then his keyboard's just like floating in front of him. Mm-hmm. Literally like the perfect setup.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I don't know. How about a fridge? That's a good place.
I would like a fridge.
Place to start. A fridge with your kickstarts for sure.
Yeah, I like your. I was gonna go with a nice, comfy lazy boy and a big TV, but I like that better. Leaning back and have everything follow me.
Yeah, like I went as close as I could with just like leaning back and having a TV up on the wall in front of me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like my setup right now is I have my recliner like towards the back of the room, looking up at the 55-inch that's on the wall there, and then right under that is my desk with my like 23-inch monitor, which is where I play a lot of my competitive games, where for some reason I can't play competitive like first-person shooters at all on a big TV. It's like I need to be on my monitor, but when I'm playing Assassin's Creed, having that with the X and that 4K TV, like it's perfect.
I could see that.
I mean, I could do with a lot more game memorabilia, like statues and stuff
on the wall. Yeah,
like some of those statues, if you see them in like our local comic book shops, that are like the $250 like $300 statues that are so fucking brilliantly made and painted. Having like one of those sweet clear cases with like a shelf, like tiers inside of it, like having one of those in each corner would be fucking awesome.
That would be dope. That would be nice. I would like to have a life-size statue of a stormtrooper,
just like
like all the armor, basically like
Barney Stinson. And
yes,
How I Met Your Mother.
Yes, I would love one of those. That would be definitely key in a man cave.
So what happens when you're wearing your Chewbacca outfit? Would you just try to kill it, or
no? I mean, I would probably have a Chewbacca outfit right next to it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know, just really cool nerdy shit, pretty much. I don't know. A nice TV, leaning back TV, a refrigerator would be nice. Maybe a stove or a hot plate so I can cook some food in there too.
Just a microwave.
Just a microwave.
Microwave's easy.
Oh, maybe like a popcorn machine.
Put them. Oh, but like the kind that you see at a bar that's just like constantly like popping popcorn. Yeah,
so
like
you have
stick
that.
The hand. Oh,
yeah, right.
Get your controller all nasty with butter and stuff. I mean, speaking of controllers, rest in peace, Elite controller. I'm
still using it, but the rubber parts all fell off.
So is it just like plastic under the rubber? So
yeah,
for people who don't know or didn't see the picture, the rubber backing on his Elite controller is just gone.
Yeah, they peeled off.
So it's just plastic under there.
It's plastic, and there's like 2 holes. But the thing is, I don't understand. I was like, well, maybe I'll just glue these back on, but they're bigger than the little cutout that they fit in.
I mean, they probably expanded
with all the sweat.
Just once they came out and they weren't. Yeah, I don't fucking know. Yeah, Andy, your hands apparently run at 150 degrees apiece, so they're just always sweating.
Yep, and
which I will say is the reason that those fell off to begin with.
So I mean, it's a bummer. It still works. The controller still works. The right bumper is starting to getting a little clicky, sticky, clicky.
Like sticking in.
Yeah. It's making a funky noise, but other than that, I mean, it still works perfectly fine.
So maybe in your man cave you'd just have like a drawer full of Elite controllers for when you need backups.
Yeah, or like handy wipes for my hands to like dry them off, like a dry cloth.
No, dude. So built into your dope ass recliner, which has heat for when it's cold and vibrating functions for when you need a massage. Up where your hands would lay, there's also vents like at a bowling alley to keep your hands dry. So that you just click a button and it just blows some air up towards your hands
during
to dry
the cinematic cutscenes. I just do that.
Yep. Or in between your turns of sweaty XCOM, you just click, dry your hands, go back to it.
That would be nice in my man cave.
That'd be sweet. There's some good ideas. Hopefully no one takes them from us.
And I would also need a pool table in my man cave and a ping pong table.
So you got a big ass man cave. Yep. I'm thinking of my tiny man shelter. Man room.
Well, yeah, I would want a ping pong table and a pool table in there as well.
Damn.
Yeah.
You're going big.
Because, you can't, I mean, obviously I can play video games for hours on end.
But you could also play some pool and ping pong.
I would love to play some pool and
ping pong. You could invite, like,
people over.
In my man cave, it's like, hey, you want to come over and sit at my desk while I sit in my recliner? Because that's about all the room we got.
But at least in my man cave, there'll be other things to do than just play
Video game. I like that. I guess I hadn't gone broad enough.
Mm-hmm.
So my ideal man cave would definitely be bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Would have a sweet sectional with a giant ass projector, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Nice 4K projector.
Yeah.
So like when football Sunday comes up, boom,
Mm-hmm.
4K projector. And then just could have maybe like one side of the room like all my sports shit, and then the back half is all
Games.
video game shit and nerdy ass shit like that.
That would be a sweet ass man cave.
Sounds good to me.
Or actually, at that point, I think it would be turning into a dad pad.
Dad pad.
You know,
I can't wait to be able to say that. I can wait because I have no interest in children as of now.
I was gonna say,
but I just like the idea of dad pad, which we went over this last week.
Yeah,
but just dad pad, I like it. It sounds good. All right. Speaking of setups, next question. Castle Will Kill writes in, for someone on a budget, would you recommend making the jump to an Xbox One X, or for the same amount of money, snag a monitor and an Xbox One S? What this second setup does with the monitor and the One S makes it so that he would potentially be able to game more. So he'd be able to have more game time. Does that make sense?
no.
Okay, so in one hand, I have an Xbox One X.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. In the other hand, I've got an Xbox One S plus a monitor. The monitor is giving him a second place to play video games.
Okay,
so he's
you.
saying potentially he could get more game time in because he has this second
Okay,
setup
so
now.
that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure. I'm like, is it he's gonna be able to play that because he's not having to work because he didn't fork out all the money for the X?
No, I would assume
So-
it's just since I have this second screen, like
Okay.
maybe all he has is like the main family TV where he has to split it with his wife or whatever, but now he has the second setup. So it's, do you splurge on the most powerful console and have to still split time, or do you go with the One S, the slightly less powerful with a monitor though, to potentially get more gaming in? What do you think?
That's a tough one, especially since I don't have that issue. But if I was in that case, I might go with the S and the monitor.
I'm with you. Anything that, like, the difference between the S and the X in my mind is not something worth sacrificing potential game time. Like, so whatever option is going to allow you to potentially play more games, which is what we're all about. Like, as gamers, obviously all we want to do is game. It can't always be about the biggest, best hardware. Sometimes it's got to be about like practicality and what's the easiest way to get more game time in.
I have another TV.
Get another monitor. So yeah, I think we're definitely both on the same page. So especially since you might be able to find a 1S even cheaper now, and if you're not worried about getting the perfect monitor, it's like you don't have to get a 4K monitor at this point if you're getting an S. It is HDR compatible though. The S is so maybe pick up a monitor with HDR. But yeah. Anything that can get you more game time, I think that's the right option there.
I agree.
All right, and last up, in lieu of a Ladonian question, Toast wrote in again and wanted to know what our favorite takeout style was. I did have to ask what he meant, kind of.
Like my favorite takeout style is doggy style.
I mean, I definitely didn't get confused between.
Well, no, I know he didn't
food
mean
and
sex, but I'm just saying like style, like Kung Fu Panda, like a sneaky style, like pickup style. They just they run to your door and drop it, knock and leave or something. I don't know.
That's the best takeout style.
Yeah.
No, so like Chinese food, Mexican food.
Okay.
What's your favorite takeout for that kind of stuff? He did say that like one big thing over there, which I don't think is big for us, is Indian food.
No.
That's like. He said that's like some of their top tier takeout in Scotland is
I could see that.
Indian food.
I guess.
What I said was like, I honestly am not sure who I would call if I wanted Indian food, and if there was a number to call, I'm not positive that I'd want to eat it.
No.
So I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I guess my favorite takeout style would have to be Chinese, because when I think of takeout, I only think of Chinese. I usually think of pickup or delivery for pizza. And then, like, fast food is just fast food. And we don't have, like, a Mexican place.
So, I mean, takeout, just think of takeout as delivery. Same thing.
So, yeah, I think I'd still have to go with Chinese, because I don't know of any Mexican places that deliver
That's
here.
the thing. Like, we don't have a ton of options here.
No, we have, like, pizza
It's pizza or Chinese food, really.
Yeah.
I think, is Taco Bell rolling out a delivery thing?
If they are, it might be my new favorite place in the world.
I might be wrong.
Oh, you could get Jimmy John's. That's takeout.
Jimmy John's. That's just for people that aren't familiar. That's just like subs, like sandwiches.
Well, then couldn't I say like Chili's because they have a
like to go, like pickup.
Yeah.
I mean,
because that's takeout.
You could. I'm just thinking of like nationalities and like their different types of food. I mean, Chinese food I think is probably what both of us are going to land on. Not only is Chinese food delicious, but it's probably the most common takeout around here, at least next to pizza, which I love. I love a good pizza, but usually if I'm ordering takeout, it's going to be Chinese. I think it's going to be Chinese food. Yep.
Or Panera. What about Panera?
Actually, Megan makes us get Panera and all. I say makes us. It's not Panera's not bad food. It's just it's overpriced. Another sandwich place with healthy options.
Speaking of healthy options and takeout food, I got a Wendy's taco salad the other day. Oh my God.
Was it actually good?
Oh my God. So good.
Really?
They take their chili and they just pour it over a salad.
Oh, fuck. Okay, keep going.
And then they take chips stories. And then they put the chips on there. Oh my God. And they have a special sauce too. Oh, it's so good. It is amazing.
Oh, it's so weird that you're raving about a fast food salad right now. I went out to the brand new Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Out in Cicero, I think is where it is.
Okay.
Which is a little bit, I don't know, it's like a 20-minute drive.
That's not bad.
When we got there, this was like a couple nights after it had opened. There was cops there that had to patrol the lines. Like, when you go to like our New York State Fair, you have like people guiding you, like go down this row, like pull into here. So we rolled up and you see like actual like flashing lights and stuff from the cop cars, and you see like lines, like it looked like a quarter of a mile of fucking cars that are weaving through
Chick-fil-A
for Chick-fil-A through like, it's kind of at like a shopping center, so it's a giant parking lot that is for all these other stores. But in this case, they were lines for either like
takeout,
takeout or go through the drive-through,
walk-in dining.
So we pulled up and there's just a cop there. So the cop stops every car. He's like, "Here for Chick-fil-A." It's like, yeah. And then he waves you down to the next cop.
Oh my God.
And then the next cop's at like a split where you can go left or right. And the next cop's like, "You going through the drive-through? Or are you trying to get in?" We were like, "Drive-through." He's like, "All right, go right." And I was like, "You guys are getting paid right now, fucking because
taxpayer dollars at the hardest right there.
Because we have like a fucking weight problem as a country." Like, oh, you're getting paid because this many fucking people need Chick-fil-A right now, and I can't talk shit because I was clearly one of them.
Oh yeah.
We ended up getting. We both got spicy chicken sandwiches and their chicken nuggets with the Chick-fil-A sauce. I took these, I think it was Castle Wilkill and Ross and maybe Shine. I think they all kind of were like, "Hey, this is the stuff you should get." So I was like, all right, well, let's get this stuff. Holy shit. Like, Chick-fil-A is not fucking around. That was some of the best, like, chicken I've had. Like, fuck your Popeyes.
So you're saying
shit.
I might not want to eat Popeyes anymore?
Well, it feels like it's not as like their chicken tenders and stuff aren't as like heavily breaded. They're not as like they're definitely as fried. They're fried as much, but it's like they don't have as much, I don't know, like batter and that kind of stuff on it. So, and like the chicken nuggets are all different sizes too, so they weren't just like mass produced and come out in the same shape.
Dinosaur shapes.
If I went again, I think I would just order like the 12-piece nugget with the Chick-fil-A sauce, which is like their spin on like honey mustard, I would say. It was some kind of weird honey mustard. But holy shit, that was so much better than I got Chick-fil-A once a long ass time ago when I was in like South Carolina maybe. And I don't remember. I got a wrap, I think.
Maybe.
I'm not positive. And I just remembered it being like underwhelmed, but I don't know if my taste buds have changed or I just ordered the right thing now, but goddamn, it's well worth the drive.
Well worth the 20-minute drive.
So if you're hungry after this, we can go get some Chick-fil-A. Maybe there won't be cops and
tempted. Just
10-hour line. I think it took us 33 minutes from the time, because I sent a snap of the line when we first got there. And then I looked back and it had been like 33 minutes. Oh my God. Somewhere right in there that we waited for fast food.
That's not fast at that point in time.
No, it's not, but totally worth it. All right, well, hey, we got to talk about food for an extended period of time.
All right.
What's new? But next, let's get into the news. first up in the news, Lou, do you want to tell us about some Last of Us 2 news?
I do. I certainly do want to talk about Last of Us 2. So everyone's waiting for this game. I mean, I know I am.
I'm pumped. I still haven't finished the first one, but
I know. But cool news. Everyone loves it. Man's best friend is now going to be in Last of Us 2. So which is really cool. They actually had they brought a dog into the studio and they suited him up with the
mocapture stuff.
Yeah, and so they had the dog
awesome.
decked out in that. So I'm just interested in what the dynamic of the dog is going to bring to the stage.
Like, do you think it'll be like you've seen stuff for the Far Cry 5 dog where he can like disarm people or like bring you weapons?
Exactly.
Wonder if it's going to be that kind of thing.
Yeah, or is it going to be more like Fallout 4 type deal?
Okay, yeah.
Where it just does a little bit of something.
You know what? Just because of how The Last of Us like tone is set, if they kill that fucking dog,
oh my god,
I'm just gonna turn the game off.
You know. But I don't know. I think it's cool. Everyone loves dogs.
No, that's awesome.
You know,
for sure.
It's like I said, I'm curious on what kind of dynamic this is going to bring.
I would assume it has to have some type of functionality. So, even if it's
is it like a better scouter?
I would say like maybe like a sonar kind of thing. Like you can like sniff over and like tell you like, hey, there's bad guys over to our left here.
Especially since they're like weird alien, little zombie type creatures.
The fungus friends.
So maybe they can sniff it out and something like that. Who knows?
Or if maybe items on the ground or like collectibles, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if you'll be able to upgrade your dog.
Yeah.
Upgrade his nose to like nose 2.0.
You get a little pouch for him so you can carry things too.
Oh, carrying capacity on the dog.
Who knows? But yeah, I was stoked on that. I love dogs in video games. You can pet them in Zelda. You will be able to pet them in Zelda when they make the new one, they said.
Woohoo. Good. We like dogs.
Dogs are cool.
Good deal. Up next, the DICE Awards happened this past weekend. The DICE Awards are held by the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences. They're like the industry's game awards, I would say.
Okay.
I just wanted to give a shout out to some of the winners, which is weird that it's the end of February and they're doing their Game of the Year stuff.
Yeah.
But Game of the Year for them was Zelda.
Oh, of course.
Weird.
I wonder why they came up with that.
Best handheld game of the year, Metroid: Samus Returns.
Okay.
Best mobile game, Fire Emblem Heroes.
Okay.
Outstanding achievement in online gameplay, PUBG.
That was a shocker there.
They must have been looking at the PC version.
Yep.
I would assume. Best strategy game, Mario Rabbids. I'll say their lucky XCOM wasn't out.
I was gonna say yeah. No, it was. I did like Mario vs. Rabbids. Though.
No, yeah, it's good.
It was a nice introduction.
Best sports game went to FIFA 18. Best RPG went to Nier Automata. And best story for Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn didn't get a lot of credit at the Jeff Keighley Game Awards, so it's cool to see. I think Horizon won 2 awards here. Zelda had like 4. Cuphead actually had 3 for like art design, music, and something else. But yeah, you can go on and check out all of the winners if you just Google those awards. But cool,
yeah,
more Game Awards.
Love Games Awards.
It sounds like they nailed everything, right?
I mean, they got Game of the Year right.
Okay,
I think so.
I was still Horizon Zero Dawn.
I think,
but
majority of the world agrees with me.
Whatever. All right, next up, tell me about the Super Leak, Lewis.
Super Leak. All right.
Is it such a super leak that we might need a plumber?
No. Yeah. Oh, ha 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 ha. Oh, pulled the wool over my eyes there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it is a super leak. It's about Super Smash Brothers. So with this leak, Emily Rogers, she's pretty reliable with most of her leaks. About probably, I'd say 68% right with most of them. Maybe 75.
Did you just make that number up?
I did.
Okay, cool.
But no, I was like not reading. I was watching a lot of stories about how her leaks are usually pretty good and accurate.
There's definitely people like that. That's like, well, you've gotten a few things right before. So
she's got some credibility.
So we'll listen.
But she has leaked in a forum about Super Smash Brothers will be announced and released this year. But we're still not sure if it's going to be a direct port or like a kind of like a sequel to.
Or if it's going to be kind of like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, where it's like, it's the Wii U game, but it has all the content from that game.
But
Which, I mean, at this point, I'd be fine with a remake or a Game of the Year edition, a remaster with all the DLC. I think that'd be pretty sweet.
I'm just excited. I'm really happy that that's finally going to come to the Switch, and hopefully this leak is true, and Mario doesn't clog it up and it just bursts out and keep going.
Because if you remember, I think it was a couple weeks ago, there was that Reddit post that I talked about where the person that was setting up the stands at E3 or setting up the stations, they did say that Super Smash Brothers was going to be there. I'm pretty sure. So hey, that's just more ammo for the rumor train.
I'm just excited about having that on the portable system where I can just play.
I feel
with
like
people around.
That is a game that's going to really fucking hurt my hands playing Super Smash Brothers. That was one thing with that Crypt of the Necrodancer game I was talking about. It's like after a while, because each movement you have to like move your thumb up or left, right, whichever direction. My hand got sore from that, so I'm assuming playing Super Smash Bros for hours on end.
Oh yeah,
probably not
going
to be great. Yeah, like probably have to switch over to a Pro controller and play on my TV or just set it up and use it anyways. But cool though.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I don't think I've literally haven't played a Smash game since the N64 one. I don't know how many there have been since then.
There's one on the Cube, and there was one on the Wii U.
The Wii or the Wii U, one or the other. So yeah, I didn't play any of those since the N64 version.
It's just nostalgia for me. I love it. I remember playing on the N64, going over to people's houses and just.
Right.
I mean, not so much your house.
No.
But I think it was some of my friends from West Hill.
Yeah, I didn't have a 64.
And also, who else had this 64? I think was it Casey?
I know Kirk did. Our buddy Kirk.
It might have been Kirk. Because I remember always playing it somewhere.
One awesome thing about this, though, is like this seems like the perfect Switch game. If you can map these out to each Joy-Con, like just being able to be like, oh, hey, let's play some Smash Quick. It takes up the whole screen, so it's not like you're having to take the tiny Switch screen and
cut it in half,
cut it into like fours, like for Mario Kart. It's like literally the whole playing field is just on the Switch. So it might actually be a decent game for taking each Joy-Con off and playing like that, which I don't think there's really a lot of games that are great for that right now.
Snipper paper?
Snipper Clips.
Clips.
Snipper Clips won a DICE award as well.
Oh, very nice.
Shout out to them. I think it was Best Family Game. I want to say
that.
Awesome. Next, Burnout Paradise Remastered.
Oh boy.
Did you play any of the Burnout games?
I was burnt out on them.
You were burnt out on them.
I did not.
All right.
Any of them.
So EA announced that they are putting out a remaster of Burnout Paradise. The original game came out in 2008.
Okay.
This is coming out March 16th, which is quick.
Yeah.
That's a few weeks.
Yeah, it is.
For $40, which, okay. If it's a remaster, $40, sure. Whatever. This does include all of the DLC from Burnout Paradise. And it's going to run at 4K 60 on the One X. So it's going to run smooth as butter.
Are you going to pick it up?
Burnout Paradise was a ton of fun. It was was probably the first big open world car game that I really played a lot of. It's really this and Forza Horizon 3 are the two that come to mind as far as just having this big playground of space to drive around.
I never really got into car games.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not really a car guy, but I know for a lot of people have been wanting like a new Burnout game for a long time, and this is better than EA wasting their money on Need for Speed games at this point, because those I think have been pretty bad lately. So, yeah, I wonder what EA will remaster next. How about a Mass Effect trilogy?
That would be cool.
Wouldn't that be a good thing? To get the Mass Effect fans back, just a remastered.
That would do it.
A remastered Mass Effect with like
kind of just brush the other one under the carpet, the cunt,
brush it under the cunt.
And then
like new graphics, and then like if you updated like the combat system in the first game, and I mean the second and third I think were fine, but the first one to this day is still pretty bleh. So you could fix that up. But yeah, that's Burnout Paradise Remastered. If you loved that game back in the day, it's coming back.
Oh boy.
How about everybody's really excited for Half-Life 3, right?
Oh, I am so pumped up in it. I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, it'll never be a thing.
I know.
But you know what you can do in the meantime?
I'm going to tell you what you can do in the meantime.
Tell me all about it.
So what you can do, actually, Gordon Freeman. You can do Gordon Freeman.
You can do Gordon Freeman.
You can do Gordon Freeman
in this new Gordon Freeman simulator.
Yep, it's very fantastic. No, what's actually happening in for the PC version, exclusively to the PC
of Final Fantasy 15.
I was getting there.
Okay.
It's the PC version of Final Fantasy 15.
Okay.
You get to get everything that Gordon Freeman has. So you get his sweet ass hive suit. You get his sweet ass scientist glasses. You even get his authentic crowbar. And you get to dress up on him dress up as him in Final Fantasy. So not only
weird game.
Can you dress up as him, you can also get well, no, that's on the other version on the Xbox. Never mind. I was gonna combine the. I was just talking out of my ass. Sorry about that, guys. Don't worry about it. But yeah, for Final Fantasy 15 for the PC version, you'll be able to play with Gordon Freeman's outfit, glasses, and crowbar.
Yeah, so it's really just a skin pack, a fun thing that they throw in there for Final Fantasy 15.
They sent him. What did I read? Hear something about them, like them sending it to Final Fantasy, saying like with the, I don't know, they did it happily, like it wasn't like a big issue. You know, it was like their idea, I think, to give it to them.
I would
Final Fantasy.
I would
people.
assume so.
Not like Final Fantasy being like, oh, I wonder what else we can dibble ourselves into. We already got ourselves into Assassin's Creed, you know.
Oh yeah, where you could be. Noctis was an assassin for a little while.
You could get a chocobo.
Or in Assassin's Creed, the chocobo stuff that I ran into.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15 just slutting itself all over the place.
Exactly.
The PC version comes out March 3rd, though. I think it said you have to redeem this by the end of May, I want to say.
Okay.
So you have a couple months after the PC version comes out that you can pick up your sweet Gordon Freeman skins.
I'd much rather have a new Half-Life, but this might,
everyone in the world would rather have
for some people
a new Half-Life game than skins for Final Fantasy 15.
I almost want to go back and play it because the gun where you could like pick up shit and shoot that out.
The gravity gun?
Yeah.
That's what it's called?
Oh my god, that thing was awesome.
I have the orange box, which I don't think I realized until I was transferring everything. Oh, there's some news in my life that I didn't really talk about. I bought an 8 terabyte hard drive.
Jesus. That's a huge terabyte.
Yeah, I couldn't fill it up. I downloaded every single one of my ready to install games, and it didn't fill up the 8 terabyte.
Impressive.
I'm going to delete a lot of that stuff.
I mean, how much do you have left? How much room do you have left on it?
I still have like 3 gigs or something.
Damn.
So,
how much did you get the 8 terabyte for?
It was $140.
Okay.
So, that's the cheapest I've seen that many, but it feels like future proofing. There's already games that are 100 gigs a piece, if not more.
God damn.
So, yeah, that was fun. But what I did see is I saw that I had the orange box for the 360 digitally downloaded, like in my ready to install.
Oh, nice.
So that does sound good. Going back to play some Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
Those games were so good.
They really were.
So good.
The gravity gun was awesome. Just picking up shit and...
Or Dog. Do you remember Dog, the big mechanical dog you had?
The dog was badass.
So fucking awesome. All right. Last piece of news I have out is this is just brief, and the question at the end is really why I wanted to get into this, but Randy Evans, who is the senior video and media director for Battlefield, tweeted that the Battlefield 2018 reveal trailer is underway. So they're working on their new trailer, which I'm assuming means we're going to have an announcement of what the new Battlefield game is going to be. This comes after news last week that the new Battlefield game will be playable at EA Play, which is EA's thing at E3 that they do like a couple days before. So I just wanted to bring up, like, what do you personally have a preference as to what the next Battlefield game is? Like what era, if it's just going to be a continuation of something, like
the War of 1812.
The War of 1812.
I want that to be the war. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought you were serious, and I was going to have to try to be like, sure, Lewis, this could be good, maybe.
I don't know. Civil War wouldn't even be that great because I don't think they had enough ammo and
so I mean, you have to look.
Stuff.
Their last games in the Battlefield series were Battlefield 1, which was awesome.
Yeah.
It's still awesome. Still probably one of the best looking games out there. Before that, I don't know if you played any of it, but it was Battlefield Hardline.
I did not. That was like Cops and Robbers.
That was like Cops and Robbers. And then before that, it would be Battlefield 4.
Yep.
Which was
confusing.
Which is like their modern combat line, like present day stuff. So yeah, do you have...
I don't know.
What are you thinking? What would you personally like?
I guess since I've done a modern one, I've done an old one. They might go in the future, but I feel like people don't like that because if they want to play that, they'll play like Halo or Destiny.
And that's the thing is like they tried going back to Battlefield 1, which was World War 1.
So maybe like the Vietnam War or something like that.
Okay, Vietnam. So like Battlefield Bad Company 2. This could be Battlefield Bad Company 3. That's one of the things I've heard, which I think if it could take place during the Vietnam War, before and after that, I think that would be sweet.
Or the terrorist war that we're fighting right now.
Or just do like the current war, just the war in Iraq.
Yeah. I mean, that war's been going on for a while though, too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Isn't that like since this war is never going to end? It's like when are we going to get our Iraq war game?
It sounds so terrible.
It sounds bad. I mean, but that's the like. I don't know. They do these type of games that are about like mass conflicts. So this will be the longest fucking video game in the history of video games.
Or maybe the when we fought Britain to break off from them. What was that battle?
You don't want
Civil War. Nope, not Civil War.
Nope. Keep guessing.
Independence War. Nope. God damn.
Independence Day when all the aliens come down.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
The Boston Tea Party?
That was leading up to the war.
Do you just want to...
The Civil War... What the fuck is the war called?
Maybe we can just...
Can I just get a mulligan on this? You can just say it?
Nope.
Come on. There's going to be a lot of Dead Space here.
All right, so speaking of Dead Space, that would be a sweet game for EA to remaster.
Dead Space, yeah. That is true.
That trilogy was awesome.
Yep.
My
Revolutionary War.
Hey, there we are.
Oh, god damn, I hate myself.
I was honestly hoping that you just, like, I could get past that quick, and then it would just be, like, stuck in your brain for the next few days.
No.
You probably would have Googled it.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately after this.
But a Revolutionary War remake?
A Revolutionary War.
I don't know. I don't think that would be very fun. Like marching at each other at the lines and shooting.
Fun either. That's like when you said the Civil War, I was like... Man, that combat would be fucking awful. It's like you're just standing in a line and like you fire once with your musket and then you have to like pull out another thing,
reload,
and pack it down with gunpowder. So I think World War I is as far back as I would like to go.
Yeah.
For me, I think Battlefield 5 is what I want the most. We haven't had like a legit modern combat game since Battlefield 4, I guess.
Yeah.
Because even the Call of Duty games, it's been forever since they haven't been doing either futuristic stuff or they just went back to World War II. So I'm really hoping for Battlefield 5, or, I mean, I would take Bad Company 3. Bad Company more or less for the storyline for me. I think the first two games, well, at least the second, is probably one of my favorite first-person shooter, like, war stories.
Maybe do another, like, Hardline.
See, Hardline was okay. A lot of people like hated on Hardline. I thought Hardline was fine. We haven't had a lot of games where you're like a cop or going through like a cop's life in your first person shooters. It doesn't feel like it, at least, or I haven't played them.
Maybe a little reverse the line. So instead of being a cop, you're doing the robber's point of view.
So maybe you're just a bad guy.
Like you don't really see a lot of that in games where you're the bad guy is the protagonist.
Yeah, but first things first, though, it's like these Battlefield games are usually just all about the multiplayer. The campaign kind of just takes a back seat to whatever's happening in the PvP. But yeah, all right. Well, hey, those are some good thoughts on Battlefield, huh?
Battlefield.
All right,
Battlefield.
Successful podcast, eh?
I'd say so.
I think we got through it. How was the mixer?
It wasn't too bad.
It didn't. Besides that first initial drop the intro song as fast as you can bit after we made a fat joke.
Yeah, I mean,
you've been good from there.
I thought so. I mean, I think you've done like one little adjustment, maybe.
Yeah, I moved my gain a little bit because I'd rather try to adjust my voice with the mic than having to have you have to do it.
Yeah.
But I won't be here next week. So
no, sad.
So you'll be doing it again.
I've missed an episode.
Yep.
But
you did.
Was that when we were Risky, or is that when we were Community?
I don't know, because we were Let's Talk Games in between that too.
That's right.
3 name changes, folks.
So yeah, I'm not sure what.
And now we're here.
But yeah.
So I'll be gone. But
that's
all right, man. Let's get out of here. Where can we find you, and what will you be playing?
You can find me on Waterloo on the PlayStation Network, Waterloo on Mixer and the Xbox Network, and I will be playing some XCOM. I'm not gonna lie.
What you should do something new.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely play XCOM.
Yeah.
But is there a game on your backlog maybe that you haven't played?
There's so many games on my backlog.
That's true.
That I don't even want to mention.
Play some Zelda.
I may just do that. I could play some Zelda. We shall see though. What about you?
All right, you can find me at Risky the Kid everywhere. I'm gonna try to beat Assassin's Creed Origins. I've got 2 weeks here where I'm gonna be gone. A whole week of that is gonna be devoted to the Switch. So maybe I'll also try to put some serious time into Zelda.
Wait, so does that mean we're gonna miss you for 2 episodes?
No, okay. I'm just gone. I'll be back for the next one. I just meant I have the rest of this week, and then I leave for vacation at the end of this week. So I'll try to do some of that stuff. If you want to hang out with us, if you want to chat with us, you can reach us on Discord. You can head on over to the 16-ounce gaming family server. That's where Risky Radio hangs out now. We have our own channel there, announcements for the channel, all that type of information there is there. You can check out some of the network's other podcasts. I think there's 3 of us there now. You can just have a good time with all of us fun gamer folks.
Yay.
Maybe you can see Lewis.
Maybe you'll see a rare Lewis.
Seeing Lewis is like finding the Mewtwo.
No, I feel like Ben's a little more aloof than me.
You both win the Aloof Award.
Is that even an award?
I don't know. If you want to reach out to us, you can reach us on Twitter at _Risky Radio. We also set up a Patreon if you want to support us. If you want to get into our game drawing, that's happening in 3 episodes, so you still have some time for that. But if you want to do that, you can head on over to patreon.com/Risky Radio. But that's going to do it for Lou and I tonight. Until next time, we'll catch you guys later.
Bye-bye.